Hello everyone, and welcome to my new build tier 100 charged bolts. If you interested can check also my previous videos tier 100 builds chain lightning and Oculus chain conjuration. Same as you got used in my previous builds, charged bolts does have also a lot of defense focus, for comfortable survivability in tier 100. You will see multiple tier 100 runs finished but also a speed farm tier 65. You can play this build even if lower level, but please keep in mind, most aspects and affixes are mandatory for mana sustain and survivability. After gear showcase, I will show my total stats page, to make an roughly idea of what to aim for. On gloves, the plus rank of Frozen Orb is not mandatory, can be replaced with attack speed roll. The rest of affixes are mandatory, plus rank of bolts, lightning crit and critical chance. Shared misery aspect is mandatory for high tiers. As there is no place left for it, we must use the gloves aspect spot. Don't worry, we have enough DPS and the spread of CC makes huge difference in surviving any ranged attacks, when play charged bolts. The build can be played without raiment till you get it. If use legendary chest, focus defense affixes on it and move shared misery aspect on it. Then on gloves, use whatever DPS aspect till get raiment. Crowd control duration is one of best affix for this build, in high tiers. Beside that, on helm use maximum life, cooldown and armor plus. On amulet, I chose no DPS aspect. Focus mana cost reduction, cooldown and 2 damage reduction. I use Malignant Heart's Tempting Fate, Barber, Tal Rosha. I felt is no need for Revenge Heart in current setup of Paragon with lot of focus on damage reduction. On rings have on both maximum life plus, then fit in critical damage, vulnerable damage but also 1 critical chance and 1 resource generation. You also need on 1 ring, 1 affix maximum mana. And yes, build is able permanent sustain mana only with Prodigy aspect, if follow the mana related geared skills and Paragon precisely. I will show all my total stats after gear showcase, be sure have the mana related stats minimum as mine. On offhand, need another affix resource generation, mandatory. Then cooldown, mana cost reduction, crowd control duration. At level 100, you should aim to have minimum 6,000 armor and 14,000 maximum life. Also if you are doing with Sorc any tier 90 plus I recommend use Iron Skin Elixir for armor increase, it really makes huge difference to overcome armor penalty on high tiers. You want critical chance be 35 to 40% as we get 60% from Elementalist aspect on amulet. Please focus to have the damage reduction stats close to mine and mandatory have mana related stats minimum as mine. The damage reduction totals are easy to bump by using my Paragon setup and the key passive Veer's Mastery. We do not need unstable currents, crackling or overflow energy. After the patch they announced in few days, build will be even stronger. If it requires any update for more optimal DPS or defenses, I will do update video after patch. Try focus a bit more damage reduction from distant enemies. You won't have 30% distant enemies and 40% close enemies is enough. Mandatory have maximum mana 130, and 30% for mana cost reduction, cooldown and resource generation. Next, I will show skill tree and after it Paragon board. The first 2 points are for enchantment. Frozen Orb for second enchantment. Keep in mind, only 1 point is here, I have plus 4 points from gloves. We do not need the damage reduction passive on bolts. Overall bolts is great anyway in close range defense, and has no range to benefit much of the other passive. Two points in glass cannon, one is from raiment. We need ice armor, more for mana regeneration passive. Elemental Attunement is great to refresh one of our cooldowns for extra mana on Prodigy aspect. It works with Barber, triggers constant, you can see the icon in bar during my gameplay. Veer's Mastery for easier damage reduction close enemies, and also that we do not need crackling or unstable currents. Frozen Orb enchantment for constant vulnerable and chill apply. My favorite enchantment on lightning, since before season. Is just amazing at apply vulnerable from distance, when coupled with Frozen Orbit aspect. Firebolt enchantment, great for easy access to damage reduction from burning enemies, and sure also for DPS buffs. Next, I will show Paragon board, please follow order of boards for easier rare node requirements. You will want to have minimum 530 dexterity at level 100 full Paragon. Second board, Static Surge. Third board, Frigid Fate. Fourth board, Burning Instinct. You will notice here, I did not grab one extra node for dexterity in Glyph Zone, that loses bit of vulnerable damage. I value more damage reduction on next board, so keep in mind you can grab it but need give up 2 points somewhere, as the dexterity point is 2 nodes away. Fifth board, Ice Fall. This is up to you if optimize for 540 dexterity. Mandatory is have 530 dexterity, I did want though this node also for extra damage reduction. Sixth board, Searing Heat. Thank you for watching. After patch in next days I will update first, my Chain Lightning build, then after it will do adjustments if needed, on this one too. Both builds will get only stronger even in same state.